Welcome to the Vida Soul Session. I am Reverend Keven Kadel. Every day is a new you and a new year. Making resolutions, setting goals, those are noble endeavors and usually a step in a positive and affirmative direction. And they might fade before the new thinking can create new habits, new patterns, new beliefs that you need to accomplish your goals. The new year is as good a time as any to apply spiritual principles and spiritual practices to the new you in the new year every day. In my metaphysical corner of the world, preparing consciousness precedes making a resolution, and it precedes setting a goal. In preparing consciousness, you discover this deeper, this richer, this fuller motivation for the changes you make. And ultimately, those changes are revealing more of living spirit that is already within you and already surrounds you. Metaphysically, resolutions or goals often put the effect before the cause. When the effect is before the cause, the reasons, the purposes, the whys for the changes are on shaky ground. A typical resolution or goal is often, I'm going to lose 20 pounds in 3 months by starting this new exercise routine I saw on an ad on Instagram. Now, one might pursue that goal for a few days or even maybe a few weeks, but as the time and the money and the effort add up, as the body aches set in, the journey becomes more arduous than joyous. And the goal appears less and less attainable, and you begin to question if achieving the goal is worth anything or has any meaning. And since the goal and pursuing the goal did not arise from necessarily a change in thinking or from a deep positive feeling, it was kind of a half-hearted collaboration or cooperation with living spirit. It didn't get the full help of living spirit within. You must first change your thinking and then adopt this clear mental equivalent where you imagine your life with that goal already achieved. And that's what shifts the thinking. And with that changed thinking, then it makes it easy to move towards that goal. Now, if you're anything like me, the challenge is not so much changing my thinking anymore. It used to be, it isn't. But it is keeping my thinking changed for the better. In many ways, the science of mind and spirit is a modern-day interpretation of Romans chapter 12, verse 2. And I take this from the Aramaic. It says, "Do not imitate the way of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. You do so that you may discern what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of living spirit." The easiest and most direct way to heal and grow your consciousness, to transform yourself, is to first notice and then detach from the ways of the world, which is to say, to notice and detach from the thinking of the surrounding world. It means to free yourself from the false allure of the material world, the spouse, the house, the fame, the fortune. And as you do that, you're kind of freed, and therefore, renewing your mind, you can easily change your thinking and change your life. Resolutions or goals are a shift in one's thinking, no matter what, because where thoughts go, energy flows and results show. The key is sustaining that shift, that goal-oriented thinking long enough to keep that thinking long enough to get the desired results. And remember that life is lived not in the achieved goal, but in the journey. While considering resolutions or goals, consider whether the journey to the goal is really arduous or it's joyous. If it's all work and no fun, you're not likely to achieve the goal. And if you do achieve the goal, you may not feel it's worth it. If there is anything I consider for a new year, it is to adopt, adapt, and improve my spiritual practices. And that leads to those goals and those resolutions. And the spiritual practices are a kind of a step-by-step process. And it's a step-by-step process that does change your thinking for the better. It does heal and grow your consciousness. So there's something in and of spiritual practices worthy of adopting, adapting, and improving. As you become more consistent with daily spiritual practices, you heal a little, you grow a little, you live a little at the level or stage of consciousness that you have grown into. And there is something better than this kind of step-by-step process. Now, with step-by-step, as your thinking improves, as your thinking advances, you have new and improved thinking, which becomes your kind of new normal, your new static. And there's a kind of an inertia that sets in, albeit it's an inertia with a slightly more evolved consciousness. And the inertia of the new, better thinking then has to be overcome for that next level of thinking. Now, the good news is that with each step up, the inertia lessens. It gets easier to overcome. Your consciousness grows more easily, more consistently, more quickly. The intention is to live more in a divine flow in which your thinking is continually changing for the better, and therefore your life is spontaneously changing for the better. And those spiritual practices are revealing more of the good you already are at your essence. That's all that's happening there. Spiritual practices are revealing more of the good that you are, more of the God that you are at your essence. And at your essence, you are living spirit. Dreaming and imagining are essential to living your best life. Henry David Thoreau said, "If you advance confidently in the direction of your dreams and endeavor to live the life which you have imagined, you meet with a success unexpected in common hours." Try this metaphysical science experiment on yourself. Set the intention that for the next 40 days, you do a mini visioning every day and affirm something positive, the thoughts, the feelings, the ideas that arise from that visioning. 40 days is more than enough time and more than enough repetitions to make these particular practices a natural part of your daily routine. In fact, you'll notice when you miss a day after you're 40 days in. A mini visioning is a type of dreaming and imagining. So it begins with becoming quiet and still, and just follow the natural pattern of your breathing. And focus on your inhale and your exhale. And you do that for a few minutes until you feel both calm and alert. Then let your imagination run wild and free. Let your imagination join in a universal mind, in a divine flow. And as you do, allow a divine high idea, maybe it's an idea for this day, or for this year, or your life, or some aspect of your life, like your career, or your finances, or your relationships. Just allow that divine high idea to fill your inner vision. Then you stay with this idea. You savor the divine high idea until these strong positive feelings arise. And these might be strong feelings of love, of peace, of joy, and compassion. And these are all the good of God within you. These are God qualities. They are felt inwardly, and they arise within. And as you feel complete with that phase of this practice, you jot down, you journal that positivity that has shown through, those positive thoughts, those positive feelings, those intuitions. And from those, create and recite affirmations, reminders throughout the day that are based on the thoughts and the feelings and the intuitions that have come through your dreams and imaginations. It sounds a little complicated, but it actually only takes a few minutes. Meditate, allow the idea to come through, savor it, feel it, record it, affirm it. And do this metaphysical science experiment every day for the next 40 days. And as you do after a few days, instead of resolutions or goals, what might come up for you would be something we call intentions, right? Intentions are a little different because intentions allow new information to come in to that goal, right? And therefore it allows the intention to be adjusted, to change direction. And more importantly, intention assures that the journey is joyous. Now, the intention may specialize or particularize into something we would call goals, but they are goals that are signposts on your joyous journey. So rather than pulling a goal to lose 20 pounds in 3 months out of thin air, engage your spiritual practices first. Out of your spiritual practices, like visioning, you might be called to set an intention to, say, improve health and well-being. Don't know what that is. You just get this hit that you might want to improve your health and well-being. Meditate, vision, affirm, pray, journal, study on the intention to improve health and well-being. And as you do that, you are, in effect, divinely guided to whatever the details might be, whatever the particulars might be, whatever the specific steps are. Those all just naturally occur to you. They all unfold with an ease and a grace. And that journey to better health and well-being is joyous and fun. It's easy and effortless. So as you run and rerun this metaphysical science experiment on yourself, your conscious mind opens to new positive possibilities. You easily and effortlessly change what you do for the better. And in so doing, your life gets better. And you do this for yourself and all the lives your life touches. Please share your comments, questions, and suggestions in the chat. I know and trust that you are lovable, loved, and loving. Until next time, farewell. Thanks for viewing Vida Soul Session. Please use the links in the description to request prayer, to donate to Vida Spiritual Learning Center, and to join the Vida mail list. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And for more information, visit our website at vidaslc.org.